let's get in one more video before we have to call it a night. That's right, it is last call. This is going to be my update to the happy hour project pan. Before I get started, I'm going to ask you to do all of the things. You know what they are. So the happy hour project pan goes by the hashtag happyhourpp. This is a project that was created by the dynamic duo Deb B and Danny from Danny's Makeup. They did this in collab with the Fantastic Ladies group on Facebook, and so you know I will have all of the goods linked down in the description box, as always. This started November 12th of 2022 and will end November 12th of 2023 because that is National Happy Hour Day. So in case you were wondering, now you know. This is a roulette style project with 5 prompts at a time because it's 5 o'clock somewhere. And quite frankly, I think I'm going to break the rules. But that's just kind of how I do things. So, you know, we'll beg forgiveness later. The first prompt that I had in is for happy hour, an item you got on sale. With that, I decided to bring in this box of face masks. They're just sheet masks from Ulta brand at Ulta. They were part of the holiday set. They went on sale and I got these pretty darn cheap. So I was pretty happy with that. We have got 3 masks in here, and you can see on the side what they are. I have gone through all of them. So there's the beagle, there is the owl, and there is the reindeer. Now, these masks, do they do what they say they're going to do? I don't know. I never know. I will say, though, the ingredients they have in them are good. So the beagle has aloe vera leaf juice and witch hazel water. Those are actually really good ingredients for your skin. The owl is vitamin E and snow mushroom, which is soothing and hydrating. So that's a good thing. The reindeer one is lavender flower water and allantoin, I think is how that's pronounced. So it helps for soothing dry skin and it works as a toner. So yes, all 3 of these were good. I use these things because I just need the extra hydration, and there are times where I beat my skin up more than I normally do, and this kind of thing comes in handy. So they have been completed. This is a rollout for this project. You can't get those anyway, so I don't know if anybody cares. Then we have Top Shelf Liquor, an expensive or fancy item. This is the one that I brought in from my esthetician from my dermatologist's office. This is the Definage, the 8-in-1 Bio Serum. It is incredibly expensive. This is one of those that I'm just kind of rolling through as we go. It went down from 119.5 grams at the last update to 112.4 this update. I will continue to use it until I run out, but that time has not yet happened, and I don't know how much is in here. So it just stays in until it doesn't give me any more. Then next, I had St. Patty's Day. So this was a green or a gold item, be it in the name, the package, the color of the ingredient. However, and because this is the Happy Hour project, I brought in Glam Light's Dirty Martini palette from the Happy Hour collection. My goal with this was to use the shade Green Olive in 3 looks. Well, I did that kind of. Last update, I had done a look, so you saw all those shades swatched. I used Green Olive one time just on its own with other palettes, so I did 2 more looks with it. Hopefully that makes sense. I felt like I was cheating if I didn't use more shades in this palette than just the Green Olive, although the way I set it up, I could have done that, but I decided to throw it on today, so that little bit of green you're seeing is from this palette. So the look that I did after just using Green Olive included Green Olive, which, since that's the key shade for the whole thing, we'll just get you a nice good swatch of it right there. And then with the next look, I added, should make a mess, Mix It Up, which is this really dark green corner shade. And then I also added Gin, which is the shiny one above it. So we'll get you swatches of those. Those are the 2. This is almost a bluish green. It's so odd. But it's a teal almost. I mean, it's got a lot of blue in it. So those are the 2 shades right there for you. So then today I thought, well, no, I want to do more. I want to be able to play with this a little bit more. So we started with Green Olive, of course. And then I once again used All right. We used dry vermouth. This one that's a very nice deep green down here. Um, I grabbed garnish again because I just like that shade. Then I put in chilled, which is a shade I haven't used before, and I just wanted to see what it did because it's kind of a reddish brownish color. So we've got dry vermouth and garnish. Okay, yeah, these don't always swatch real well for me, but they go on great. So there are those two. And then let's get chilled here because this one is a little bit more unique. See, that's not, it's really red, but it's a cool shade. It's a very cool shade. I enjoyed it. So I actually did get to use quite a few shades out of this palette. I am very happy with that. And 3 looks, 4 looks, whatever. We're going to call this one good. So this is going to be a completed prompt and a rollout for this project. Okay, then we had regulars, an item you use every day. Now I brought this in, and this one and the next one, so we're going to just do them together because the next one is rum and coke, the perfect pairing, 2 items that you always use together. For that, I was bringing in the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara for regulars, for like an everyday item. And then I brought in the Definicils and Sills Booster from Lancome, the new ones that I was going to open up as the rum and coke because, you know, these two are my holy grails. So these all started on April 1st. There's not much point in giving you a whole lot of usage. But what's going to happen is this is going to be, I think I can get 3 months out of this, hopefully. That's the plan. These I'm hoping to get 4 because they're full size instead of just the 3. I think I can push it a little bit longer. You really shouldn't keep anything longer than 4 months. So, I mean, this is the max I should be doing. These are going to stay in. I'll give you numbers at some point when I finish them off or something. But because these are things that we just know are going to be so many months, I'm going to kind of count those as, yeah, they're there in the back of my mind, but I'm going to add some other stuff since there's really not anything exciting to update with those. So that's just kind of a fill you in thing that's how that's going to work. All right. I think that was everything. So technically 5 prompts, 6 items, a couple rollouts, a couple things that are hanging around for a long time. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to bring in 3 things because I think I can get them more actively used in a quicker period, and that way I don't get too far behind since I did already miss a month this year. We're going to bring in, first off, I'm going to bring in number 22, which is Mardi Gras, a fun or colorful item. So what I am doing is I am bringing in the Natasha Denona. This is the Mini Tropic palette. So I don't know who all out there has this, if anybody. I mean, it's an older thing. I don't even know if it's around anymore. But it's got some really fun colors in it. So I thought this would be a good one. And I'm going to bring this in to use each shade 2 times. And we're just going to go ahead and swatch the shades. So those are the first 4. They have names. You know, I can never read anything that small. So, oh, that is a cool. Those blues are just really cool. There are the first 4. Let me get you that 5th one. I've got a baby wipe here. This is one of the Sephora brand ones, and it's their coconut. It's not a baby wipe. It's supposed to technically be a face wipe. These are the ones that are supposed to be more biodegradable, and they're supposed to be better for the planet. And so I grabbed a pack of those. There's that 5th shade. And I just cracked it open, and it reminds me of a baby wipe. It smells really good. So this is the 5 shade color story of the palette. Like I said, each shade twice. So I'm thinking we can get that rather easily done, sort of, maybe. The next one I'm going to bring in is number 26, Designated Driver. This should be a water-themed item. So for this, I'm going to bring in the Laneige Water Bank Sleeping Mask. This is a 1/2 ounce jar. It's 15 milliliter. It is brand new. It has not been opened. It looks like a blue gel. It's a very, very pale blue gel, and this is a nighttime mask. Basically, you just put on overnight. I grabbed just a little bit on my finger because why not? And we'll see how long it takes to go through it. So that's what I'm bringing in for designated driver. I just don't have a lot to say. I'm getting tired. And so I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'll say whatever comes to mind. I don't actually censor myself a whole lot anyway. Then for number 28 is mule. This is something served in a copper cup. So for that, they said we should pick an item with metallic packaging. This, yes, this does have that also. So this is the new hard candy eyeshadow that I had just gotten. It's iDef metallic eyeshadow. The one that I picked up is crystal and it is lavender. And I figured since it was a metallic eyeshadow, that counted. Although it does also have a metallic cap and it's thin, pointed. This is a really interesting one. I haven't used this. I mean, you just saw me take it out of the package. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh, okay. So it will not sit upright. It's going to have to lay on its side, but it's just got your standard doe foot. Ooh, dang, that's pretty. Okay. I don't know if you're getting as much of the purple on it as you could, but it's a very lovely lavender color. And I think it'll actually pair well with Mini Tropics. So I'm going to throw this in, since I don't know how I do with liquid eyeshadows, because the last one I had to get rid of. I'm going to put it in for 5 uses. And if something doesn't work with that, I'll let you guys know. But that is the plan right now, is 5 uses. And I should write that down because I hadn't yet. This was a last minute ad just because I just recently got this. So that is what I am doing for the project. That is what I am bringing in. That is how everything is going to play out for this month. And then, wow, let's just get to the music moment because I really don't know what I'm talking about anymore. For this, I kind of wanted to stick with the theme. You know, we know this is an alcohol-related project. I think everybody knows that. I put it in the title just so that everyone's aware before they click on the video. And I thought, well, let's go with some good drinking songs. We did, George Thorogood last time. This time, I decided I wanted to bring in Bottle in Front of Me by Faster Pussycat, which is a little bit more of an obscure song that unless you really loved Faster Pussycat back in the day, you probably don't remember. In fact, there's a good chance you probably don't remember Faster Pussycat. You may know them from their song House of Pain. That was probably their biggest hit. But when the band started out, their first album is actually self-titled, and it did have some songs on it that did get radio play. Let's go through the track listing. Well, let's get to it, and then I will... Oops. From that album, they had airplay on Don't Change That Song. Bathroom Wall is the first one that was kind of a breakout, and I think that's where I heard them. I did have this on CD. One of my favorites off of that, though, for some reason, is Babylon, which also got some play. So back in the day when they were doing this, they actually were getting radio play. They were friends, or they became friends with Guns N' Roses, and Guns N' Roses kind of took them on their first tour with them. So they were kind of mentored by Guns N' Roses. Faster Pussycat is definitely part of the hair band era. I mean, there is no denying that. They actually have blues roots, which is a little bit harder to find. They are definitely considered glam metal, glam punk, industrial rock, that kind of thing. They're hair metal guys. Let's just call it what it is. So the band formed in '85. They were an LA band, and it was part of that. They call it glam metal. I call it hair band. The main founders of this band are Tammy Down and Brent Muscat. Now, the band had a few albums. They did, I think, 4 studio albums. Yeah, they had 4 studio albums. They were together from '85 to '93. They broke up. They did some different things. There was a bit of a legal issue in the early, 2005, 2006. There was a legal battle over the name. Tammy Down has said that this is a band he formed. The new version that exists now, which did put out some more music recently, NOLA is his music. But what happened is Brent also kind of took the band, or took the name, and what he was opposed to was the remix of what their original stuff was. So he took the name, went on tour, performing the songs as they were originally recorded. Well, Tammy Down and Brent Muscat had a fight over the band name Faster Pussycat. There was bad blood. There was all kinds of weird stuff that went on. It did eventually go away. Brent's version of this kind of became Sin City Sinners, which features Todd Kearns as the lead singer. And Brent and Todd have done a lot of stuff together. Todd Kearns is one of the conspirators from this band that Slash records with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators. But he has also done solo stuff. I'm a huge Todd Kearns fan. Okay, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I absolutely love Todd Kearns. There will be a point where he is our music moment, and I will give you all of his 8,000 bands that he's played in, because trust me, the man does not slow down. He is busy all the time. But the deal with Brent is they ended up changing the name. Sin City Sinners kind of is a Las Vegas-based band, and so that's where they do a lot of their shows. But there's all kinds of weird stuff that goes on, because I want to say Brent's with him in Took also, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So anyway, Tammy Down has gotten a new band, and he's always said, well, it's my thing, and I'm going to play with who I want to play with. He did get sober not too long ago. Hopefully that means there will be a little bit more civility in his relations with some of the others, because I think that the whole sex, drugs, rock and roll thing, which the band really was based on and started as, continued for a while, and I think that there may have been some really harsh things said, especially when they got to this legal battle, because they were ugly to each other. Anyway, that's kind of your rundown on the band. Like I said, if you go look them up, it's going to say that they have 4 studio albums, they have some live stuff, they've got some remix stuff. The name has been used by various people at different points, sometimes even at the same point with different band members. So, like I said, Tammy has the name now for the band. There is some new music out there. His voice is kind of really recognizable. But the song that I'm picking is bad. It's bad, you guys. It's just bad. If you listen to the lyrics, it's bad. It is definitely all of the bad things that happen with drinking, and it's not even said in a, oh man, I shouldn't have done this way. It's more of, yep, this is part of what goes along with drinking. So I don't know if that's a nod to, yes, we love to party and yes, we love to drink, or if it's, hey, we're just this young and stupid and we can still be healthy enough at this age to recover from being young and stupid and doing these things. But it talks about like the hangover the next day, buying the case of Tylenol. I mean, the whole thing. Is it a good song? Probably not. Does it give you a really good idea of what the band was about? Absolutely. There is not any live video versions of this that I could find, so you're just going to get the song basically from the YouTube link that I'm going to put into the description box. Enjoy it. Take it for what it is. Don't take it seriously, for goodness sake. It is definitely not meant that way. But like I said back in the day, I actually did like Faster Pussycat. I did have that first album. I did listen to their stuff on the radio. I did enjoy it. Was it the best of the hair bands out there? No. Do you need a scorecard to keep up with the members that were playing and people were stepping in and out? And you've got multiple guys from LA Guns, and you've got the Quiet Riot drummer had stepped in at one point. He's been in a bunch of stuff too. That man is another one who never stops. So the band lineup has changed constantly, but basically this is what the band was in the beginning. This is the one that kind of had the hits. This song was not necessarily a hit, but it does give you a taste of the band. So hopefully you enjoy it. Like I said, there's nothing for your viewing pleasure, but at least his voice. Tammy's voice is definitely what makes this, in my opinion, and that's probably the reason I liked the band back in the day. So have fun with that. Thank you for spending your time with me. Thank you for letting me introduce you to some pretty bad music on this one. But what the heck, it's all in good fun. So I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, everybody. Oh, and I don't know, I didn't show you the girls. Lucy's all curled out. And of course, Emmy's snoozing on the chair. So the girls and I say goodnight and thank you, and until next time, see ya. Bye.